Hello Damien, I hope you're doing great. Listen, I did this short video to show you something that I'm interested to do. Let me know if it's possible to implement this into Enerflo. The idea is basically send a link to a customer, right? And this customer is gonna basically put the information into Enerflo instead of us putting information into Enerflo through a specific link, right? So let me show you. So I send him a link, right? So he's gonna do this. He's gonna basically click and get a code. So open up the information, obviously the name, which in this case will be Jose. Let's say Joe White, right? And then next, after Joe White, then he's gonna type the address and select the address, and then it's gonna look next and put the amount of the electricity he typically spent per month, right? And he wants batteries or not, right? Something along those lines, and just next. Email address, right? Let's say Joe White, whatever, at yahoo.com, and then send the information submit, right? When it's submitted, basically send him an email so he can access what I'm gonna do next, right? So I'm not gonna submit this obviously, but the idea is something along these lines. So let me go here. Now once he submit this application or this information, basically is gonna be his information. He has to confirm that because you're gonna send him an email, or the system is gonna send him an email. It's like he created an account. So right, now he's gonna have access to Enerflo, but very limited access to the platform. In other words, we have to kind of create another user type with very specific permissions on it. So he's gonna click in there, and now we're gonna have probably another username, probably customer, something like that. And with only that customer is gonna have a very specific permissions and very specific access to a certain places in a platform, right? So that's the main idea here. So one is, like I said, he basically, when he went through that, he basically created the lead for us, but with the specifications that is the user. Let me stop this so I can explain further. In other words, what this customer did, besides creating the lead, he also created the link so that he be able to access his account as a consumer through Enerflo, through our platform, right? Something similar to the what the setter has as a access to the platform, but not the whole extent of the setter. So instead of saying setter here, probably it's gonna say customer and the name of the customer, right? And of course you can leave this as a new lead, because the idea basically is here that he could help us getting referrals, basically, right? So we can have this in here, and he can keep on being a customer that sends referrals. But at this point, see, it's very specific. The personal information, the name, the last name, the email address, the password of the consumer, right? That the central time, it is in this there. And I think that's the only information that his platform is gonna have. Nothing else. Maybe this, email, something like that, but nothing else. Basically no. I mean, there's no point to pick. I mean, probably this you can leave it there, but pretty much basic information for a consumer, right? That's the main thing. One, he created this, and he has access. So he created this. We send them the link so he can create the password, now he has access to this. But very limited. Like I said, probably there is no point to have this managed account linking. Probably save integrations, probably you don't need that in here either, right? So something like this. So let me continue with this. So he created his basically his profile, his lead per se, and now he I want him that he has certain access to this platform so that he actually help us do the proposal, right? So he be able to see that. Clicking here, if you see, and again this page is going to have more limitations for him, right? So these like you can see here that he has no access to change this, right, which is good. No access in here to make any changes, no access here to change this status on it, no access to put the source on it, and things like that, right? So it's gonna have limitations, probably not access to see the portal, nor access to this right here, right, because he's the customer, nothing like that. So we have to think about things of that, and nothing else. And this little box also, nothing else at the bottom. He might be able to change probably the profile, nothing like that, because I already put the information there. So nothing to change literally, and at the bottom nothing be able to see that because he has no access to these other points. But he will have access to this, limited access to this, like this. So when he opened this, probably the idea here is that he be able to see a few things in here. Probably we might want to have certain qualifications in here, but I'm still thinking about those. But basically make it very simple. It's not going to have access to the agreement. It's not going to have access to the design portal. It's going to only have access, probably more likely, to this Helio code design request. So when he clicks here, has to be also limitations on this. So we have to make certain changes. One is roof material here only have two, which it's a shingles and metal, something like this. And mounting type, there's no point to have in here. Probably we want every single lead to go to say that it's going to be roof. Typically it's going to be roof, so probably we remove this mounting type in here so that we don't confuse the customer, because when we send this information, typically it's going to be for that type of customers that wants to do everything themselves, and we don't want to complicate things. In other words, it's only going to be for one type of customers trying to create a campaign for a specific type of customer. So in other words, probably we're not going to need this. We're not going to need this either, and we probably are not going to need the financing either, right? So no need to put financing. We might ask a question that you're going to pay cash for financing to register into there, but nothing else. We're not going to have access for them to select the equipment. It's going to be basically set up to one specific equipment like this, long in and phase. They're not going to have access to put the PPW. It's going to be a specific amount PPW that we can put in the back end to this specific type of platform. Offset, we're not going to do that. It's typically we know what we need to ask when we request the design. And maybe we might ask you who's the company here, right? The Encore, specifically the name of the electric company. Probably that's something that we want to have here, like who's the electric company instead of the utility company in this case, right? But of course, utility company for this customer is not going to say that. It's going to say utility company only. And then from there, giving access so that he put the consumption for the whole year, and put this as well if he has monthly information, being able for him to put the information here basically. But open that if the person doesn't have that, no problem, and boom, save it, right? One is being saved. Now as the salespeople or whomever is assigned to it is going to have access to this information. It's going to have access to the upload of the picture here of a company. They have the bill, right? Utility bill, yes, and being able to upload the bill, right? So basically copy the bill, yes, and boom, try to upload it here if it's possible, but mainly ask them to put how much the consumption per year is, right? So in other words, something like that. And when he save it, it will basically save into onto our system and Enerflo, and that's basically that, right? So from there, we basically be able to do something in the future. But at this point, something like I said, something like this, I don't know if it's possible to do. Let me see if it's something that you can do, how it can be done, what do you need from us to start something like this. And let me know if you have probably a lot of questions, if I wasn't very clear, and I don't want to make this long video either, right? But please, it's important that you tell me if it's possible, and if it's a charge for this, of course, I need to know as well, and how long would it be done, and all those things, if you can do it, right? Thank you, Damien. Thank you for your time. I'm sorry for this long video. I didn't want it to be this long, but I want also to convey what I wanted to do. Okay, thank you, sir.